Hello, everybody. The championship rumbles on. Round, what we on? 18 rumbles on. We started last night. It was Oxford 2, Ipswich 1. Here we go again with the earlies on a Saturday. We got Stoke versus Hull as our main watch along here today. Running concurrently with Leicester, Sheffield United, Pompey, Bristol City as well. They are your earlies. Will be across everything. Let me know what you are watching. No early game in the Premier League today. We've got a couple of bits of other EFL going on. Blackpool, Reading, Stockport, Barnsley, our half-12 kickoffs. Accrington, Oldham, MK, Fleetwood. Whatever floats your boat, let me know what you are watching. We will be across Stoke versus Hull for the next couple of hours. Very, very much looking forward to this one. And let's get right in there immediately with a like spike to get things moving here. Wherever you're watching, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Hit that thumbs up button. You have got 11 seconds. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful support last night as well. And with that being said, we do not have a super chat target today. You lot were so kind last night that it doesn't feel right to do one 2 days running. We'll do one on Monday for Birmingham versus Watford. But if you do want to help out the stream, you know the deal here. Interact. Keep that comment feed moving nice and swiftly with loads of great debate and views in there. And if you really feel that you want to, you can donate today. But I would say save it for Monday and we'll do a like spike. Not a like spike, a super chat target there. Thank you everybody for the likes so far. We are up to 20 likes, does that say? Down there. Keep thumbs up in, and hopefully we'll get to 50 before kickoff. We'll look at team news in just a jiffy. Let's say hello to some people in the chat. Kay, thinking about Christmas. Is that allowed in November still, Kay? Am I allowed to go and play Hark the Herald Angels Sing? It's my favourite Christmas carol. Paul, welcome to you. Lewis, at the game. Enjoy. Can you do it on a cold, wet Saturday afternoon at Stoke? You're going to have to. Tal, welcome. Kelly, welcome to you. God, it's early there, isn't it? Vodka Rob. That's tremendous. Can I just say, Rob, this is water in my bottle today. I had a McDonald's yesterday with Enid, so yeah. I need to cleanse today. 8 Ball, SCFC. Go on, Stoke. A couple of Stoke fans in. We're going to need Hull fans in. That'd be lovely. Even things up a little bit. Let's do some team news for this one. Normal deal here. Let me know who you're looking forward to seeing playing. Who are your potential match winners? Here come your lineups. Okie dokie. Team news. Neil, let's go Potters from an Aussie, I think that's supposed to say, in Australia. Welcome. We love that people are watching from around the world. Drew, it's got to be better than a wet Tuesday night. Yeah, okay. I will concede that point. Don't know about that. November is too early for Christmas. Yeah, they're going up the next day though, aren't they? Couple of Coventry fans in as well. They're a noisy bunch at the moment, the Coventry fans. And let's be honest, you would be too if you were 10 points. 10 points clear at the top. They're going to have a lovely old season, aren't they? There we go. But Stoke could close the gap a little bit, maybe until later. We shall see. Stoke with Vic Johansson in goal, Junior Chamado and Aaron Cresswell at fullback. Ash Phillips and Bosun Luwal at centre-back. Tatsuki Seiko and Ben Pearson in central midfield. And I'm quite fond of this three off the front for Stoke. It is Bay in the 10, Thomas and Manhoef. Bosniak is the number 9. Were the lineups supposed to appear on the screen then? No. We've done this before. On the bench for Stoke, Bonham, Wilmot, Bocat, Telovarev, and Zonzi, Rigo, and Mubama, Cisse, and Gallagher. Let me know who you're looking forward to seeing and who your match winners are there. For Hull, Panda in goal, Coyle and Giles are the fullbacks, Ajayi and Egan centre-backs, JB and Slater central midfield. It is Crooks, Gelhart, Destan and Dala is the front four for this one. On the bench for Hull, Phillips, Famewo, Hughes on the bench. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Hadzimetovic, McCarthy, Lundstrom, David, Joseph and Balumi. Those are your team lineups here. And let's just rattle through the remaining fixtures. As I said in the earlies, it's Leicester, Sheffield United and Pompey, Bristol City as well. In the 3 p.m's Coventry, Charlton, Middlesbrough Derby, Millwall Saints, Norwich, QPR, Sheffield Wednesday, Preston, West Brom, Swansea and Wrexham versus Blackburn. What's this comment about Hughes? Let's read that one out. Hughes has a knock, so not being risked from the start. He's the, I suppose, the big high-ticket asset there at Hull at the moment. After watching Reading Blackpool today, Alistair. Enjoy. What else are we saying here in the chat? Polska hoping we don't make it 3 defeats in a row. Is it a 0-point week on for Hull? It is indeed. What did they do? They lost that QPR at the weekend and at home to Ipswich in midweek, didn't they? Stokey 89, glad to see Bosniak in the team again. He linked everything perfect midweek. Just needs a goal now. What else have we got here? Sorry, it's idiots annoying me in the chat. Let me just put them in the timeout so those comments annoy me less. Fun and games online the last few days. Welcome, Dave, and love to your dear mother, who is, I know, struggling a little bit at the moment. I'm a Coventry fan. I'm getting sick of the ego some Cov fans are getting. If we go up class, yeah, there we go. Keep Hughes on. It's just difficult, isn't it? I've often said fan bases sometimes, and certainly it's always the more vocal minorities. I know we got many, many brilliant Coventry fans watch us, but yeah, the ones that are the least emotionally regulated are the ones that make the most noise, and the ones that are least emotionally relegated will cope as badly with their team winning as they will with their team losing. Any extreme and off the deep end. But as I say, we've got some wonderful Coventry fans watching. But unfortunately on social media and in life in general, you tend to hear the noisiest people the loudest. There's a reason for that. Who am I saying hi to? Foy Ado and Jeff as well. Rob, I think if Bosniak can get off the mark, he's going to be a decent player for us. He scored. No, he didn't score in the week. Thomas got the goal, didn't he? The cross kind of flew in the corner. Right, should we do some predictions, you lot in the chat? Let me know how you see this one going. Let me give you a little bit of a guide here in the poll that we always put up without fail here on the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel Community tab. The results were as follows. 14% have gone for a Hull away win here. 18% have gone for a draw. 68% going for a Stoke win. So a resounding favourite once again, and that favourite is Stoke City up there in the automatic promotion picture. Get your predictions down there in the chat right now. You don't have to be clever. You don't have to be funny. Let's go for it. Predictions in. Right, let's try and read out as many of these predictions as possible, as I'm actually on time today. Sorry, I read out the Hull front four. Gelhardt, right. I think they had him up front, didn't they? Crooks 10, Darla left, Destan in the 9. Looks like you guys are agreeing with the results of the poll. 2-1 Stoke. A Desmond, as you say, we're box office. What you certainly are. First watch along for Marco Vini, is that right? Is it Mark Ovini or Marco Vini? Could be either. These what do you call them? These not hashtags, are they? What do you call that thing then? Your handle. Difficult to read. Mark 2-1 Hull, another 2-1 Hull. Simon, another Desmond. Will we doing the watch along on Monday? Yes, indeed. Birmingham Watford Monday night. Hot takes tomorrow. I'm going to be on the Sportsman podcast as well on Monday on the Sportsman Untitled channel with, I'm supposed to do the plug here, aren't I? The wonderful people over at Betfred who are supporting our watch-alongs this season. Right, so I'm going to hammer through here. 3-0 Stoke, 2-0 Stoke, 3-1 Stoke, another Desmond, 3-1 Stoke, 1-1. 2-0 Stoke, 3-2 Stoke. Stoke 2. Did anybody have Hull? I think we had a few scoring draws there. So big public apology for Hull, if indeed they can go there and get the win. Right. We are looking pretty ready to go. Stoke versus Hull. There is Sergei Yakirovich. Says he's won 7 of 17 championship games as Hull head coach. And plenty of goals into the bargain. Christopher has joined up as a member. Thank you, Christopher, for your wonderful support. Greatly appreciated. There is Mark Robbins, who's had a few more than 17 games or whatever it was in English football. A hugely experienced coach there. Right, off we go. It is Stoke versus Hull at the Bet365 in the gorgeous British winter. And the ball breaks immediately for Chamado in the right back spot. Right, let me sync up the clock. There we go. And we are all sorted. Let's settle in and enjoy this one. Stoke, remember, can close temporarily the gap on Coventry, who play at home to Charlton in the 3 p.m s. And in the earlies, we've had a goal already. My God. Leicester 0, Sheffield United 1. The Blades lead early at the King Power. And are the Blades on for a 9-pointer? Yes. Back-to-back wins already throughout this week. Could be a 9-point week for Sheffield United, who had bumped Oxford out of the into the relegation zone rather in midweek. Oxford responded last night. Sheffield United have responded now. So if I'm right, Swansea are in the relegation zone. Have I added that up correctly? Yeah, my table is just updated. Sorba Thomas driving forward down the left. Brave to slide in those conditions, but decent tackle. Sloppy defending from Leicester. Big mistake from Harry Winks at the back. We might get that picture-in-picture on the Sky coverage. Here's Manhurf for Stoke down the right-hand side. Stoke into the box here with Manhurf has overrun that one. They started like an absolute train, didn't they, in the midweek against Charlton. I think they scored twice in 5 minutes. 9-point week possible for QPR as well. And Coventry. Every week's a 9-point week for Coventry at the moment. And Southampton. Sheffield United are going to be the first. Thought it was time to join. I love your channel. Thank you so much, Christopher. Very, very kind indeed. Muchly appreciated. Sheffield United up to 19th, but obviously until the round is out, most teams are prone to overtake, given how ludicrously tight the Championship is. It's always pretty tight, isn't it? But it seems more so than ever with only Coventry careering away at the top. And yeah, just a fairly sort of lots of middling form, let's just say, which collects all the teams together. Between it's normally like 5th and 10th, 12th, 14th, that sort of area. Chamado, Lowell. Oh my God, 2-0 Sheffield United. Scored twice in the first few minutes here. I think we're probably a minute or two behind with our coverage of Stoke Hull. They seem to have started later than everybody else. Let me just double check that my TV's not done that annoying thing where for some reason it's paused for a second. Let me know, guys, just quickly, because we are like a minute behind the other two games. Have you got the same clock as me? There's probably a little 7-second delay or something on YouTube as well. Delays all over the world, really, because there'll be a delay on the TV and then a delay from me to you for YouTube. That's why the betting companies seem to get the information before the goal's actually gone in. Loving your videos from Australia. Thank you, Matty. Very kind. Norwich 8 points off 21st as of now. Yes, this is not coming up well for Norwich this week, is it? Given very positive results. 5 points for Oxford across the week and potentially 9 for Sheffield United. Lowell goes home to Johansson, who slides it into Seiko. Chamado. Oh, perfect pattern to play that by Stoke. Manhurf into the box. Manhurf gets leaned on by Giles. Fair contact. That was literally out of the textbook, that from Stoke. Keeper, central midfield, round the corner to the fullback. Fullback into the channel for the winger. They nearly scored a football textbook goal there, didn't they? Beautifully played through the lines by Stoke there, out from the keeper. Throw in for the Potters, which Chamado, who's been in nice form, hasn't he, from an attacking point of view, at right back. It's gone back into Johansson, pings it long. Coyle gets in there. Smashes it away. Phillips knocks it into a Bay. Seems to be pretty much all Stoke in terms of the possession thus far. Although, as I say that, JB wins it in midfield for Hull. And then Stoke win it straight back. Manhurf, all Bay, nice turn. And Jay clatters in there. He's going to get booked. Or is the ref going to do that thing where he says, it's only 6 minutes, I'm not going to book you? Which I don't agree with, really. But I think Ajay's lucky if he doesn't get booked here. Whoop. Bay does him. Clatters him. Stops the turn away. Looks a yellow card to me. I don't think he's going to get the yellow, is he? Set play. Stoke. Chamado bops it in back sticks. Actually headed goalwards from a fairly difficult position. But was he offside? That's not great, is it? From a dead ball being offside. It's back with the Hull keeper, Panda. Knocks it to Jai, who goes up the line. Turned over. Stoke throw in. Chamado. Seiko. Chamado. Manhurf. Stoke have started well, haven't they? Oh, it's poor ball from Manhurf. Do you know what? He had two over there. He had Bay inside him and he had Thomas was the ball right around the back. And Manhurf's had a good season, hasn't he? But if he'd had his execution down in this first 8 minutes, 3 different opportunities where they've got into good positions there. And he hasn't quite been able to execute just yet. He's on the ball again, Manhurf. Pearson. Cresswell knocked it down the line. Turned over. Here comes a big Hull counter. Crooks ahead of Gelhardt. Played through. Crooks, can he get there? There's a penalty shout. Looked a good tackle to me. I will always give you my first instinct before the replay. So my first instinct, no penalty. But unlike many people in the football space, I'm prepared to be wrong if I am. And I'll admit it as well. Imagine that. Double whammy. Pearson. Cresswell. Lowell. Phillips. 10 gone. 0-0. Stoke the better side. Penalty shout for Hull. Let's have a look. Slid through by Gelhardt. Crooks with Phillips. I mean, Crooks is looking for it, is the first thing I would say. Phillips stretches for the ball, doesn't touch it, and takes Crooks down. I thought Phillips won the ball the first time I saw that. Maybe he didn't. Maybe that's a bit unlucky for Hull. And maybe in VAR land, they would be having a look at that. He doesn't touch it, and then he knocks into Crooks. Yeah. I think it's a penalty, isn't it? Yeah, so I was wrong on first look there. I thought when Phillips slid in, He pokes his right foot out and you think he touches the ball there. He doesn't. Then Crooks goes down and then he kind of sweeps it away. So, yeah, maybe on replay number 7 or whatever I had, ref doesn't get that advantage, does he? The Hull have been hard done to there. Stoke comes on the radio, said it looked like a pen. Ajayi clears away. So Stoke the better side in this, but Hull may well have got a free shot at goal from 12 yards there a minute ago. Oh, cross goes in low. Bozanic gets the shot off. Spins with his left foot. It's down the keeper's throat. He can't find the far corner or any power, indeed, to blast it back because the cutback just behind him. John Egan, pretty tight enough. Sheffield United putting Foxes to the sword. They are. Leicester 0, Sheffield United 2. Tom Cannon, who, having never been able to score, has now scored in a couple of consecutive games, hasn't he? Or twice this week, I think. Callum O'Hare, Tom Cannon, of course, a former Leicester player. Thomas whips the shot in. Good save by Pandur. Looks like it's going in the top corner, that one, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Thomas whips it, right-footed. Ooh, good strike, good save. Yeah, that bloke behind the goal has a better view than me, and he thought that was in. Yeah, good, well played keeper, well played striker. Thomas bending one. Got his range over there. Scored a couple of crosses, didn't he? Corner. Stoke. And it goes left-footed right under the bar. Pandur gets rid. Good delivery, that. I mean, I say good. Literally just forcing the keeper into something rather than finding an opponent. But you'll often hear me quote the great Neil Warnock and say, make defenders defend. Make keepers make saves. Soften them up. Good goalkeeping. Punches it away. He's had a good 2 minutes there, Pandur, hasn't he? Some will argue he could have caught that, but it's pouring with rain and it's Stoke away, isn't it? Just punch it. Going to catch this one though, isn't he? There you go. There you go. Few more till 50 likes. Hit the like button, you lot. Give us a thumbs up whether you're watching live on Facebook, Twitter, or on YouTube, where I know the majority of you do. Phillips gets there ahead of Ndala. Phillips perhaps lucky not to have given away a penalty a few minutes ago. Egan goes home to Ivor Pandur, who boots that, horrible clearance that, all the way straight back to, I was going to say Stefan Johansson then. I mean, Victor Johansson. Right, we've got picture-in-picture of some goals for Sheffield United. It's a volley from the edge of the area. That's the Callum O'Hare goal. That's the second one. Bouncy, bibbly, bouncy volley. It says Riedewald on the screen. That was Callum O'Hare, unless it deflected off Riedewald on the way through. It seemed to be bouncing prodigiously as it went past. I'm guessing probably Begovic in goal for Leicester. He played there in the watch-along, didn't he, that we did against Southampton in the midweek. And we have another corner for Stoke. Which is going to be coming in from Cresswell. Former Tranmere Ipswich Town and West Ham left back. Played tons of games. What a career he's had, Cresswell. Pompey 0, Bristol City 1. So go figure. We are now the only game in the earlies not to have a goal. There's only 16 minutes gone. Cresswell. In comes the corner. Headed away. Thomas! Oh, what a strike! Wow! We are now no longer the only game in the early kickoffs not to have a goal. And Sorba Thomas is in brilliant form this season. And he has just larruped a volley in from the set play. Comes to him right-footed. Whack! Some proper Alan Partridge foot like a traction engine stuff there. Brilliant from Thomas. 1-0 Stoke. What a goal. Get first contact. That's superb, isn't it? He smacks that in the goal. Is it still speeding up as it goes in? Keeper gets a little fingertip. You ain't saving that though, are you? Brilliant goal by Stoke. And Thomas does it again. Stoke 1. Hull 0. I believe, if I read the stat up on my screen correctly, that'll be 7 goals, 5 assists for Thomas already this season. 12 goal contributions. Outstanding from Thomas, who of course got all the way to the playoff final with Huddersfield a few years ago. Brilliant goal. Who scored for Bristol City then? Pompey 0, Bristol City 1. Anis Mehmeti, who's also in superb form. And also, I believe I'm right in saying, if we've got any Bristol City fans in, I think his contract's up at the end of the season, Mehmeti. Fact check me on that. Thomas, big switch of play out to Manhurf. Manhurf onto the left foot, hits the curler, deflects. Thomas thought about trying to chest it down, but he lets it go. It's going to be a corner for Stoke. As a Hull fan, you've got to hand it to players like that. Hold up your hands. Yes. Just one of those, isn't it? Don't do a hell of a lot wrong from the corner. Get the first contact. And then, yeah, someone just slams a volley in the top corner, don't they? What are you going to do? Corner, Stoke. In it goes under the bar. Headed out by Coyle. And then by Ndala. So the Championship delivering us plenty of goals. I'm sure Hull fans will still point out that they may well have got a penalty at 0-0. As it stands, it looks like a right old battering, doesn't it? 61% possession Stoke. 4 shots on target already in 20 minutes. But it's a restart for Hull. Deserved lead for City. Been much better than Pompey so far. In fact, I'm about to see the goal picture in picture. Counter-attack. Built up down the left. Sorry, it's a really small picture. I can't give you any more details. Great goal, actually. Cross swung in. Neto Borges, I think. And then Mehmeti heads it in to the back of the net. So Leicester 0, Sheffield United 2, Pompey 0, Bristol City 1, Stoke 1, Hull 0. All of which means Bristol City will be back up into 4th. Stoke will temporarily probably close the gap on Coventry at the top. I suppose more importantly, they move ahead of Middlesbrough behind them. Portsmouth are now in the bottom three. We started 21 minutes ago. Sheffield United were in the bottom three. About 18 minutes ago, Swansea were in the bottom three. And about 3 minutes ago, Pompey in the bottom three. Plenty going on in the Championship. Panda thought that was going to come through and he's going to pick it up. Has to scoop it away for a throw-in. Stoke's intensity is good here. They're penning Hull in. And really dominating the territory. Thomas. Coyle nicks it off him. Ajayi draws the foul off Bosnick, who should probably calm down a little bit before he talks himself into the book. Ajayi knows he's coming. Waits for the hit. I mean, Bosnick's got point, hasn't he? Ajayi's played for that. And got that. Goal kick, which Panda launches down the ground. Phillips heads it back. It was he who went into that tackle with Matt Crooks that could and maybe should have been a penalty to Hull at 0-0. There's no doubt in other than that, Stoke have been really on top, haven't they? Here's Bay, all inside, outside, hits the shot. Oh, tipped around the post. It's a really good save. That would have been a superb goal. Brilliant bit of skill from Bay on the edge of the box. Picks it up, drifts inside. Whoop, chop, see you later. Oh, and the other way. Completely mugged off Reagan Slater there twice, didn't he? And then nearly, whoop, is this going in the bottom corner? It's a good strike. It's a really good save, isn't it? Panda's made a couple so far. One from Thomas, one from Bay. Stoke are at it, aren't they? Impressive stuff from the Potters. In comes the corner. Hits Lowell on the head. He's blocked out. Is that another corner or a throw-in? Camera's not catching it. I'm looking around the corner there because I've got my computer screen there. And I have to have the TV screen on a bit of an angle. And I thought I might be missing the corner flag there. I'm not. It's all set up okay. Oh, have I missed a super chat here? Well, I'm very, very sorry. At Dan Coffey. Dan, if you're still in the chat, please accept my apologies. I didn't see that come through. I assume you sent that right as the goal went in. And I was otherwise preoccupied. So I want to say a huge thank you there. €2 on the super chat. Remember, no super chat target today. So your donations are not... they're always appreciated, but very much not expected today. Oh, crossed in, and it is offside. It's headed into the net by Bosnick. You're still there, Dan. Nice one. Thank you, buddy. But yeah, very, very much appreciated. Corner went in there, punched out by Panda. And yeah, poor from Bosnick, isn't he? Stands still. Defence pushes up. Coyle plays him offside. Decent enough finish, wasn't it? Headed into the corner. Stoke have had their Weetabix. Yeah, playing well, aren't they? Manhurf. Bay. That went out, didn't it? Throw in Hull. There's another super chat in here. Thank you. Christopher, thank you very, very much, Lee. Shot timeline. Sky like these, don't they, at the moment? The last 6 shots in this game. I say the last 6 shots. Hull haven't had a shot. So, all of the shots in this game have been taken by Stoke. And 5 of them now have been on target. So it is pretty dominant, but just remember that stat doesn't pick up the fact that at 0-0, Hull might well have had themselves a penalty. Phillips on Crooks. Stockport 0, Barnsley 1. What's happening to Stockport in League One? I think that'd be a 3rd straight defeat if they do indeed lose. Crossed in from the left wing by Giles, headed up by the wall. Recycled back out to Ryan Giles. Blackpool 0. Reading 1 in League One as well. I think our mate Charlie said he was going to that one. He was in the chat last night. Long old trek up to Blackpool. Gelhardt spins, drives towards the box, wins a free kick, and then very deliberately grabs the ball. So I suspect he's taking this out. And if you've watched the Championship for a while, you'll know that was a Ben Pearson special. He should actually have been booked for that, shouldn't he? Utterly no attempt from Pearson to get the ball whatsoever. Just completely smashes into Gelhardt from the side. I think the way he disguises it well, Pearson, is it's like hip on hip, rather than just scythes him down with his legs. And Gelhardt, who, as the stat on my screen, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 goals, 2 assists in his last 8. So 8 goal contribs in 8. Here he comes with a free kick into the wall. Vic Johansson, very enthusiastic about the wall doing its job. Was indeed Pearson who gets up and blocks that with a header. Oh, excuse me. Corner, Hull. I'm sorry. Ajayi and Egan are up. Corner goes short from Gelhardt. Swung in by Slater, headed away by Phillips. So I'm just going to turn the mic off and have a proper cough. Corner was recycled, went to the back stick, headed down, easily swept up, and big throw out. And here's Thomas to Manhoff. The two kind of key protagonists of the half. Thomas with the goal, Manhoff with loads of attacking positions, and he plays it to Thomas, who does the neither nor, drills it across the box at an angle that is A, not going to go in the goal, and B, none of his teammates. I mean, to be fair to Thomas, he will argue, can you gamble on that? Just stuck it in the gap between the keeper and the defence. But the problem is if you stick it in that gap at such pace, no one's going to be able to get on the end of it. Lual goes home. Johansson out onto the wing. Thomas lifts it into the touchline, or into the channel rather, down the touchline. You knew what I meant. Bosnick, good hold. Crossing position here. Cresswell. Thomas puts it in low. Oh, Manhoff got on there on the near post, and you just wondered, is that going to bobble across into the middle of the 6-yard box, where Bay was completely on his own. Leicester 0, Sheffield United 3. Is Marty Cifuentes going to get sacked? I mean, he's definitely going to get sacked if he keeps losing home games 3-0, isn't he? Yeah. I wonder if that might happen. I don't want to see anyone lose their job, but I know what the natives are like at King Power, and they ain't going to be happy being 3-0 down at home 35 minutes into an EFL Championship game. It'll be sacked at half time. That's tremendous. Has anyone ever been sacked at half time? Who said that? M. King. Again, I reiterate, I don't want to see anyone lose their job. Nobody. But we've done this gig for a while. Bosnick heads down, back stick, easy gather for Panda. Accrington 1, Oldham 0 in League 2. Is that classed as a bit of a local derby? Oldham to Accrington. Very northwesty. Great goal as well, says Drew. Hopefully, we'll see it picture in picture in a minute. Oh, an own goal. Okay. Oh, short back pass. Panda does well. Really hot on his heels there. Panda sprinted out of goal and cleared that. In all types of trouble. Thomas. Bosnick. Manhurth. Manhurth carries it into the box. Goes in on the left foot. Hits the shot. How many shots are Stoke going to have in this half? I think if there's a lag on my data here, I think they've had 8 shots and 6 have been... No, 7 have been on target. My God. Bosnick's down. Oh. I think you lot are debating different goals in the chat here. What are you going to do? Richard, the Blades have been magnificent. Tends to be the case if you're 3-0 up inside 35 minutes. Haven't had many days like that this season. Doing concussion protocol here on Bosnick. Mark Robbins having a word with Manhurth and Thomas. We will take the opportunity. We hope Bosnick is okay with the concussion protocol, of course. But let's do ourselves... In fact, let's not do a like spike. We're going to look at the goal. Burrows sticks the corner in. Well, would you believe that? It's a pretty much replica. Sidney Peck is the scorer for Sheffield United. Corner goes in. Header out. It's a replica of the Thomas goal virtually, isn't it? Peck's a bit further out. But as in... Striker has his feet planted. Ball comes to them without them having to run. Lean back, volley it, bang. Peck puts Sheffield United 3-0 up. Boos echoing around the King Power. Well, what's the opposite of a boo? It's a like. Hit the thumbs up wherever you're watching. You've got 11 seconds. Thank you for your wonderful support. We're just finishing the concussion protocol on Bosnick, which has meant a little stoppage here. Seeing the goal again. Whack. From that angle, you don't quite see that keeper Panda gets a fingertip to it, but Thomas hits it so hard that you ain't saving that one. You ain't seen nothing yet. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Why can't I look at my live videos? It's not letting me see how many likes we've got, but I'm determined to find out. We kicked off again. Is Bosnick back in? Can't see him on the pitch. MK1, Fleetwood 0 in League 2. Here comes Manhurst into the box. Bosnick is on the pitch because he's just had a shot blocked out. A rare shot not on target there. Right, what do we got? 82 likes. Sorry, that took a long time to find out. It was a bit of an anticlimax in the end, wasn't it? Yeah, look, and someone then tells me right there. Dear oh me. Good block by Semi Ajayi. Manhurst, who probably, if you stop the clocks now, is man of the match, isn't he? Cody, let me put that comment up, actually. That's quite pertinent. Hull concede way too many shots. We, QPR, had 15 in the first half. Well, we're heading for that, aren't we? 9. 9-1 in Stoke's favour. But you've still got to say it's been a funny old game because at 0-0 there was that penalty shout, wasn't there? Game state and sliding doors moments and all of that. Ref gives a penalty. Hull take it and go 1-0 up. Completely different name. Name, game. Sort your life out, Ben. As it stands, 38 nearly gone. Stoke 1, Hull 0. And Stoke looking completely dominant. And if you look just at the stats, which I wouldn't advise you ever to do, you would think this has been utter domination from Stoke. Although, to be fair, they've only stuck 0.39 on the XG. But, again, I would advise you not just to look at the stats. And use your eyes alongside the stats is normally the best way. Thomas combines with Bay. Good tackle by Egan. Slater. JB. Crooks. I reckon that's the most passes in midfield Hull have played all game, that little triangle. Stoke have just run all over him in that area, haven't they? Let me stick this one up. Jay, about to go to St Andrews. Game's on Monday, mate. Tremendous. Surely someone's actually done that and turned up to the game, haven't they? Anyone done that? There is no game. Liam. Welcome to you. We can definitely say we put up a better effort than this Leicester side. Well, had a couple of lovely away wins, haven't they? The Blades at Liam Sheffield Wednesday and at Leicester today, crossed into the near post. Crooks gets the shot off. Lowell is touch tight. Makes the block. Corner. Hull. Forgive me, he doesn't get the shot off and it's blocked. Lowell just gets there first. Proper Moneyball player, Ryan Giles, isn't he? Corner comes in from Slater. As in a sportsman who does one thing extremely well and is encouraged to do just that. Stand on the left-hand side, get up the pitch, cross the ball whenever you get it. Easy. Corner, which Gelhardt is going to take. The hot hand in the Hull team. Swung in by Gelhardt. Cleared. Good foot race there by Slater and Thomas. Slater wins it. Probably best spell of the entire game this for Hull. Giles crosses again, glancing header by Egan, still up from the corner. Gathered by Johansson, who throws it out to Thomas, and it shouldn't be forgotten Which game was that? Was it at Southampton where Johansson got an assist with a throw out to Thomas? Just like that. JB dibbles that. Did the Dibbles? Andy Dibble. Do you remember Andy Dibble? He used to play for Man City. Anyway, I meant to say dribble. Dribbles out of play. Mark Robbins doesn't look very happy, but I bet he is. Down the right-hand side, Chamadou tries to get forward. Is that not a yellow card? This ref is determined not to book anyone this half, is he? Has he not booked him for that? 2 arms around the shoulders, grabs hold of him, Giles. I know we don't... Well, first of all, I don't want to see refs getting criticised because there's too much of it. Secondly, we don't like seeing players getting booked. But I just don't agree with this premise that certain refs are just going to let the game flow when you have what are things that I deem 100% of the time yellow cards. You know, a clear pullback with 2 arms. And then they don't get whistled because the ref's having a quiet game or whatever. There you go. Oh, Andy Dibble played in the Littlewoods Cup final for Luton in '88. How about that? And always good, a mention for Treguard, Lord of Dunshelm, and the great kids TV show, Nightmare. Set play goes in. Decent delivery, actually, from Manhurf. Very good defensive header by Reagan Slater on the near post with Bosnick jumping right above him. I think it then glanced also off Destan, and that may be the Hull number 9's or number 39's first mention of the game, which says a lot about Hull's attacking prowess in this half. Slid down the line. Ajayi makes the block. Crooks. JB. Out it goes. It's a good performance this from Stoke, isn't it? Like their intensity. It's fairly straightforward as well. Press. Get the fullbacks on the ball. Move it forward quickly to the 2 wingers, Thomas and Manhurf, and work from there. And they're good at it, aren't they? And they're second in the table as a result. I'm really regretting this long way to go rant I had the other day. I'm being ribbed for it ceaselessly by wonderful people like Andy. I'll take it. It's my job. To be ribbed, that is. 3 minutes, stoppage time. Stoke will want to keep playing. Hull will want half-time very quickly and a reset. Just going to put this up because it amuses me. QPR equals massive. There we go. I'll mention Roy Wegley and let it go in the comments. There you go. Of course you agree, Andy, don't you? I won't go off on a rant again. What video was that rant on? One of the hot takes. Jungle is definitely massive. I was going to say, write me a list of things that are massive, but please don't do that. Wicked. Jungle is massive. Do you know, apparently, this may be an urban myth, but I'm going to say it anyway. Jungle originated or was developed in Ipswich. Someone Google that. Jungle has to do with Ipswich. Incredible. Oh, oh. Never quite got into jungle myself. But I can see the appeal, especially given the state some people were in clubs in the 90s. Anyway, I'm watching along a football match. Sorry. We are 90 seconds of minimum stoppage time remaining. Here's Manhurf. Comes inside off the right. Clips the cross. Completely overdoes it. Gets lots of applause. They're doing that thing where they clap something that wasn't very good to say, we get it, we get the intention. And again, talking about the Stoke game plan, remember the fullbacks go wide, the wingers go narrow, and then you've got your line of essentially 5 players. Well, 6 potentially if you have 2 fullbacks forward, a striker and a 10, as well as the 2 wingers to attack with. With that block of 4 solidly sat there. Seiko, Pearson, Lewell, Phillips. Still got to execute it. Oh, my goodness me. Feed through from Destan on the right. Hull literally had 2 players in on goal if he executes that pass. I don't want to go into hyperbole. Didn't look like a difficult pass to me. See if they show us a replay of that. I think refs called half-time there. I think right at the end of the half there, Hull should have been clear through on goal. Camera's on Matt Crooks as we go off and Sorba Thomas. The reason it's on Matt Crooks is that at 0-0, Stoke was still on top to be fair at this point, but Crooks gets played into the box. Ash Phillips slides in and probably fouls him. He makes a deliberate attempt to play the ball, so it wouldn't have been a red card for denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity with the double jeopardy in the penalty box for deliberate attempts to play the ball. However, it would have been a free shot at goal from 12 yards at 0-0. Other than that, Stoke have been really good and very much deserve to be leading. But you have to talk about that particular wrinkle, don't you? Because it is something, if I'm the Hull manager, that's the first thing I'm mentioning to try and set the narrative there. Other than that, I do think Stoke have been excellent. Manhurf and Thomas on the wings. Cresswell, as we mentioned, and Chamado at full back. And it's a great goal by Thomas, isn't it? Set play, headed away. Bang! Slams it in, leans back on the volley into the back of the net. 1-0 Stoke. And they could have had more. And Panda has been really good in goal for Hull. There's one save he made. It was brilliant. Who was that off? The 10, wasn't it? Hugh Hon Bay slams it in low with the right foot. Tipped around the post. Right. It's half time. Let me just quickly mention that it's Leicester 0, Sheffield United 3. You tell me, threat level how high for Leicester City manager Marty Cifuentes. He's in trouble, especially if that goes 4-5-0. Not good. Players aren't having Marty, are they, at King Power? Pompey 0, Bristol City 1. Mehmeti, who's in great form, the goal scorer for City. And in our game, Stoke 1, Hull 0. I'm going to have a little rest for half-time. I suppose I could switch the live clock off, being the game is literally not live. Why don't you... you can go and make a cup of tea, which I would kind of recommend, because I'm going to do exactly the same. Why don't you get your questions and your comments in over half-time, and we will read, answer, discuss as many as we possibly can. And I will return. let me get my iPhone and set a timer to make sure I am back before. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to switch my torch on because I am old and a technology Luddite. Luddite. Oh my God, I need a break. Luddite. Be back in 5. Half time. Stoke 1. Hull 0. See you in 5. Welcome back, everybody. Stoke 1, Hull 0 at half-time. I've got a load of plugs to do, but I can't be bothered. So I'm more interested in you lot today over half-time. Can we play Where in the World? So what I need you to do is just and only type the name of the... I'm doing it like you're all on a computer when you're probably most of you on phones and iPads, aren't you? Type the name of the place where you're watching from. So I would type in Wixham's, Bedfordshire. Well, I'm here. I'm not watching for you. You know what I mean. But I want to know where in the world you are watching from. Yeah, it's a good kind of straw poll for me to know about the channel and know about you lot. So let us know where you're watching from. We've got 20 seconds. Awesome stuff. Right, we're playing Where in the World, so let us know where you're watching the stream from. And indeed, Stoke Hull, most of you are watching as well. Let's read some of these out. California, better than Bedfordshire for a start, isn't it? Oslo, nice, Norway. Korea, I assume south. Swansea, West London, Norfolk. Salt Spring Island, Canada. Ipswich, go on, Will. My hometown. Ransom Township, Pennsylvania. What's that Billy Joel song? Home can be the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Home is just another way. That's all right, my love, because I think it's called You're My Home. Anyway, Greece. She came from Greece, she had a thirst for knowledge. I'm trying to find songs now for all these places. And then I get Bristol. No offence, Kieran. Any songs with the word Bristol in? Orlando, Derby, Taiwan. Welcome, Jonathan, from Taiwan. Greens Norton, Northants. Washington. Tint Whistle. Where's that? Wolverhampton. Stoke. Cornwall. Kilimanjaro. Now, I can do that. Didn't Baby Shambles? No, it's Kilimanjaro. I kill a man with his gyro. Pete Doherty, I remember him. Birmingham. In Birmingham, they had, what's that? Sweet Home Alabama. Any song by the Wurzels in a Bristol accent, I like it. Hampshire, Southampton, Norwich, Goa. Very nice, Heather. Osaka, Westport, Massachusetts, and the lights all go down in Massachusetts. The Bee Gees guy sounds exactly like that. Coventry. There we go. We are all over the world and all over the UK. How about this for a segue? And Leicester are all over the place. We're just seeing the goals here. Tom Cannon with the first. Callum O'Hare with a bouncy volley right into the corner. Great finish. And an even better one coming here from City Peck. We've seen this one. Bang! You ain't saving that one. And Anis Mehmeti is the scorer of the only goal. Pompey 0, Bristol City 1. Pick up your runner. We're going to see a goal for Reading. Up at Blackpool. A tap in after a lovely bit of wing play there. And Stockport 0, Barnsley 1. It's going to be this Reyes Cleary guy again, I bet, isn't it? Squared across the box. And an own goal between Accrington and Oldham. Yes, I am old enough to remember Oldham in the Premier League. Was it a penalty for MK? Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, I recognise him. There we go. And give out a few more shouts to where you're watching from. Southampton. Pete Dockett, a huge QPR fan. Tremendous. And a fine songwriter and singer in his time. Bit of a mixed up guy. SC Frisbee in Tokyo. I can't read that, can I? All right, here we go. I genuinely can't say that word. Amagagasaki. Amagagasaki. Is it right? Amagagasaki. I'm literally teaching Enid to read at the moment. And we go, can. And I'm literally going, Amagagasaki. Man. Tint Whistle is in Royston Vasey, home of the League of Gentlemen. Wow! You got to love the League of Gentlemen. And I tell you, one of my favourite clips on YouTube is the guy from the League of Gentlemen, whose name I can't remember, who's in car share with Peter Kay, singing Here Comes the Hot Stepper in the car with Peter Kay by Eni Kamosi. Look it up. Hot Stepper car share. Just type that in. It's bloody hilarious. It's all the outtakes. Ref missed a clear penalty for Hull 2 games in a row. Well, I can't comment on the other one, not just because it's Ipswich, but because I can't remember it. But, I mean, I never get into this clear or not clear or whatever penalty because it's subjective. But yeah, I thought it was a penalty. Yeah. Reece Shearsmith. That's his name. Here come the outstepper. I'm the lyrical dance flap. Oh dear. Looks like Balumi is coming on at halftime for Hull. And so is Joseph. Sergei Yakirovich, not happy with the first half. I don't blame him, really. Stoke were pretty dominant other than that penalty shout. He's on Taskmaster. My missus likes Taskmaster, actually, yeah. Is the guy from In-Betweeners still on that? He's hilarious, that dude, as well, isn't he? The really tall guy. You may be, but I won't be there. It's one of my favourite gifts. Oh, dear. Second half, I don't know who's come off for Hull. But Balumi and Joseph have come on. We need our friends at Sky TV to update us. So I won't do the team news just yet for the second half. Because I don't bloody know it, do I? Dear oh me. Stoke 1. Hull 0. We are into the second half. I can do the Stoke team because there's no changes there. Johansson, Chamado, Cresswell, Lowell, Phillips, Pearson, Secco, Manhurst, Thomas, Bay, and Bosnick. Thomas has been whistled for a foul on Louis Coyle. Am I doing a watch along for Derby Middlesbrough? I do get asked this quite a lot. It is against my principles, I am afraid, to do 3 p.m. I won't do any watch alongs in the blackout. More than my job's worth for my YouTube channel. But I will I will be doing Birmingham Watford. Will I watch Chelsea Arsenal? Probably not. Sunday time, generally in the afternoon, is for my missus and my daughter, and not football. Unless Ipswich are playing. Oh, shot driven in by Giles. Looked like Johansson had kind of lost his bearings there. A weird dive by Vic Johansson. What happened there? Oh no, nothing wrong with that. He just had both his hands up and they were kind of crossed over like that. Save was more orthodox when I saw it from a different angle. Good start to the second half by Hull then. Corner to the Tigers. Headed away. Oh, volleyed back in. And Ajayi heads in the equalising goal. Everyone's looking at the linesman for an offside. I don't think Ajayi was off. Was anyone else off and interfering with play? And Stoke are going to be furious. They played so well in the first half. Hull take a shot, win a corner, and score immediately to equalise at the start of the second half. My first instinct before I see a replay is that is not offside, but let's have a look anyway. And, oh, that's really tight, isn't it? So it deflects off Joseph, and you can't see from the replay who is behind Ajayi. They look reasonably level, but I'm open to the idea that he could be slightly offside. Destan is offside the whole time, but won't be interfering. It's Seko who's behind Ajayi, and unless you show me a better angle than that, I'm going to tell you that's a non-decision for me. I can't tell you whether that's onside or offside. They're right together. You'd need a beautiful freeze frame. That one wasn't. Ah, here we go. Here's a better one. No, I think he's onside. And I think, better still, I think Ajayi is behind Joseph when it hits him. So it doesn't matter where the Stoke player is, because you're automatically onside if the ball is essentially coming backwards off a player ahead of you. So I think the goal is absolutely fine. I think Joseph is on when the volley is hit, and I think he's then ahead of Ajayi. So I think the goal is fine. And the officials, they get a load of grief. Look, in real time, they ain't going to know that, are they? I suppose they're looking now. Is it handball? No, because it hits the shirt sleeve. No, that's not handball. I think that's not even a subjective one, because we know the laws say shirt sleeve. Sky is still doing 18 replays of it. No, that's not handball. Clearly hits the bicep, the shirt sleeve. So I think the goal's fine. There's about 8 different things they've looked at on the replays, but I don't think anything is there an offence. So I think Joseph is onside. I don't think he handballs it. And I think Ajayi was behind Joseph. And here come Hull. Again. Knocked off by Gelhardt. Crooks. Does he get fouled? No. Shot driven in and deflected. Edge of the box. Corner. Crooks looks at the ref and says, what do I need to do to get foul in this game? Coyle's asking the same question. And Hull have turned this game on its head. No, it's not a foul. Crooks kicks the ground, doesn't he? But it is going to be a corner. Smashed at Ben Pearson, who makes the block. In comes the set play. Johansson punch. Headed back in by Crooks. Headed into the back of the net, actually. But the whistle has gone. And a quick restart, which Stoke are kind of famed for this season in the Championship. Trying to get Bosniak away. And it's all the way through to the keeper, the other end. Have Leicester scored? Sounds like Leicester have a goal. Steffi Mavadidi. Thank you, Brendan and Battle Pot. In the chat there, muchly appreciated. Leicester 1, Sheffield United 3. Christopher, you are super, super kind. £10 super chat. I'm starting my own YouTube channel, Super Night Ranger, talking all things Kryptonian Power Rangers and Nightmare. I'll listen if you're talking Nightmare. I also need a good mic for Star Now auditions. Can you recommend a good mic? Yes. Do you want to send me an email, Christopher? My email can be found on the YouTube channel in the About section. If not, DM me on Twitter or something, but I'll answer you properly on there. But I can tell you which one I've got. Happily, yeah. Shoot me an email, boss, and thank you so much for a mega super chat there. Just seeing the replay there. The second time the ball went into the back of the net. We've had a reasonably long stoppage now. Who's taken a whack in the face there? Looks a painful one. God, who was it last night? We thought we were going to have to see him get their nose reset. It's Destan who's... Who was it last night in the Oxford-Ipswich game? It was Cumming, wasn't it? The Oxford keeper. I thought at one point he hasn't broken his nose. And obviously Sky are doing a tight close-up of the doctor looking at his nose. And you think, I don't need to see that being reset. We have restarted. Add that on to your stoppage time counter. Cresswell down the left. All that great work done by Stoke. I think there was a Stoke fan in the chat saying still never confident at 1-0. And yeah, that person was kind of right to say that. Because it can just happen, can't it? Quick start from Hull, second half, and bosh, there you go, 1-1. We're just seeing the Leicester goal there on the picture-in-picture. Mavadidi headed in from like 6 inches out on the back stick. Great cross. Whoever swung that over. Sorry, it's a tiny little image there on the picture-in-picture. Lual, Chamado. Stoke need to rebuild that pattern they had in the first half where they were well on top after that penalty call went their way at 0-0. Well, nice sidestep there. You don't want to mess around with Gelhardt at the moment, though, do you? He got it right. Thomas goes down the left. That's gone out, hasn't it? 1v1 with Coyle. Hartlepool v Truro. Good luck if you're a Truro fan. Where did I go in the summer? Penzance. My God, that's a trek. Crooks. Bouncing ball home to Panda. Didn't appreciate that one, did he? Dealt with it, though. Flicked on. Lawal goes home. Chased down... Right, Slater, I think, furthest forward there. Free kick, Stoke. Over on the right. It's back with Lawal. This time Gelhardt does take it off him. Stoke win it straight back though. Pearson, Cresswell, Bay. Cross comes over, is deflected and cleared. Hull playing with lots more panache in the second half. They're on the ball on the counter again. Crooks overplays it. Stoke win it back. Although it's turned over again. And now we've got Hull with Gelhardt carrying it. Under hits the pass, but then gets it back from Joseph. Gelhardt underhit the pass to Joseph, who then overhit the pass back to Gelhardt. Didn't quite get their distances right there, those two. Restart for Stoke. Lawal. He's really having fun and games in possession at the moment. He's taken risks the last 3 times he's had the ball. Keep an eye on that. Mark Robins unhappy with something. This time they've gone long. Oh, good goalkeeper by Panda. Right up to the edge of his box. Has to head it away with Manhurst chasing him down. All crossed into the near post looking for Bay. Dives at the ball. I think the fans behind the goal wanted a foul. I'll reiterate my normal point. Never trust anyone in a football stadium and appeal him for a penalty. Or any decision, really. Lots of them are lying. Or hopeful. Or both. Ajayi tries to knock that into the front to Destan. Picked up by Seiko. Thomas. Manhurst. Thomas. Jamadar, I bet, was offside if that had gone through to him. It doesn't. And it's back with Yo Hansen. Team news coming out for the 3 PMs. Stick any headlines in there. Let us know what you're expecting in the 3 PMs. In the earlies, it's Leicester 1, Sheffield United 3, Pompey 0, Bristol City 1, Stoke 1, Hull 1. We interrupt this program to bring you an important message. Smash the like button. Do it. Do it now. Do it in a minute. Just do it. That was the penalty shout. Didn't look like a penalty to me, gotta say. Crossed into the back stick. I think it was Bay arriving. Stoke 88% possession. That's only a 5-minute number, to be fair. Liam, thank you for joining us, matey. Enjoy Hillsborough if you can. And play the long game, matey. It's going to get better. It's getting better all the time. Free kick Hull. Near to the halfway line. Possibly. Going in the box. I'll revise that to... You can go to the edge of the box because Stoke are holding a massive high line. Not at all. It's going wide. Joseph. Easy ball back inside to Gelhardt. Gelhardt hits the shot. Ooh. Poor handling from Johansson. He does really well to back it up there. Gelhardt drove the shot and it bounced right in front of the Stoke keeper. Fumbled it, but then made amends. Chamado. Oh, nice give and go. Chamado's beaten his man. Superb running from the right back into the box. Pops the crossing blocked by Egan. Chamado's still got it. Knocks it back. Bay is then blocked out by Crooks. Hospital ball there, and Crooks finally gets a foul. Yeah, uncharacteristic spill that from Johansson. Carl Joseph just couldn't quite dink it past him to capitalise. He's right on top of him, wasn't he? Uh, 2-0 Barnsley, is it? Wow. Stockport are having a sticky patch in League One. Got 2 games going in League One. Blackpool 0, Reading 1. Is it definitely 2-0 Barnsley? I can only see 1. That could be fake news. My apologies. If indeed it is. Egan. Giles. Crooks. It's running the channel for Joseph, who is offside. He's made a difference, though, Joseph, hasn't he? Since he came on at half-time. As well as wearing a tremendous moustache. Substitute coming in for Stoke. Looks like Divin Mubama, which means Bozinek is probably about to leave us. There's one for Manhurst to chase. Panda grabs it. Ajay. Seiko can't block it. Here comes Crooks. Down the left. Sells Giles a bit short. Then Chamado slides in. Remember him at Colchester, actually, Chamado. Back in the day. Come on nicely. Probably helps working with Mark Robbins as well, doesn't it? Ooh. Stoke making a bit of a Horlicks of clearing their lines there and handing possession back to Hull. Ajay. We're about to enter the last 20. Mubama is going to come into the game for Stoke. Searching cross. Chamadou deals with well. Destan. Slater. Oh, it's horrible. Easy 6-yard pass to Giles. He apologises. Just fizzes it straight past him. Unforced error. Akin for Maywo is going to come in for Hull, former Sheffield Wednesday player as well. And is that Giles out of the game? It's an interesting substitution. Giles always a threat for Hull, isn't he? I don't know how fit he is. Bosniak out, Mubama in, which is a far more predictable substitution than Ryan Giles leaving us during a Hull game. Where's Famewo going to play? Unless they're going to go through at the back or something. We'll figure it out as we go. Throw in Stoke in the right back area, Chamado. So, yeah, they won't give us a shot at the defence, so I can't tell you what's happening with that substitution. We'll figure it out, won't we? Ugly couple of minutes in this game, by the way. No passing. Fouls, stoppages. There's another foul. Seiko tried to take the free kick too quickly. I get why the ref's fussy about that, but it doesn't help what's become quite stop-start, as I say, over the last few minutes. Egan hits it long. Lawal wins the first and then the second header. And this has become just a bit of a slugfest now, hasn't it? Not much in terms of productive possession. Ball in play time dropping. Ooh, Gelhardt has just slid through his man. He's apologised. No foul given. If it was Pearson, it's probably a receipt, for the first half. Although, to be fair, Gelhardt is still apologising and Pearson's accepted it. Nothing given. Although Gelhardt threw himself into the tackle. Penalty for Reading in their game up at Blackpool. I think Blackpool's still in the bottom three, changing their manager. Ian Evatt is in charge there now. Still struggling. Joseph can't turn it forward. Manhurf. This game has got so scrappy. Knocked down the line. Cresswell sticks it in the box. Oof. Mubama chested that. If that had gone all the way to the back stick, I think, was it Bay arriving? Blackpool 0, Reading 2. MK 2, Fleetwood 1. Goal back for Fleetwood. Elsewhere in EFL Leagues 1 and 2. Tay Hook, what's the penalty shout for Hull in the first half? Stonewall, I missed it. I thought it was a penalty. I don't agree with the whole Stonewall definition. Oh, and it's played through. Chamado cuts it back. Oh, brilliant tackle by Coyle. Chamado probably should have gone to Mubama, but he tried to cut it back, and there's a hell of a block by Coyle in there. Sorry, on the penalty. I think we have to respect the subjectivity, so I don't agree with penalties either being definite or not or whatever. Yeah, just onside there. But I thought it was a penalty, yeah. Chamado regretting cutting that one back. What a great tackle by Coyle. Smashed into the block. Bay arriving for what he thought was going to be a tap-in. Here come Hull up the other end on the left wing. Corner. Shouldn't ever underestimate set plays, should we? You think about it. Not directly, but both goals have come from set plays in this game, haven't they? Slater is going to pop this one in with the right foot. Headed out by Phillips. Joseph, decent cross. Ajayi, who scored the goal earlier, gets his head on it, but they're touch tight to Stoke defenders. There wasn't much pace on the cross, so he couldn't really do a lot with it. Plus, he's moving back away from goal and has to turn the header in the other direction. 15 to go, 1-1. Can either side take this one? Phillips. Lowell. Lowell has been channeling his inner Rio Ferdinand this second half, hasn't he? Fancying himself a bit of a deep-lying midfielder. Big switch of play by Thomas out to Manhoef. Manhoef took that really well. That's excellent. Manhoef reverse pass. Bay back to Manhoef. Oh, he's put it over the bar. That would have been a hell of a goal, wouldn't it? Couldn't quite get any purchase on the shot with the left foot, but it was really good from Manhoef. Inside, reverse ball. Give me it back. He's just under hit the return pass, Bay, hasn't he? Manhoef's waiting for it to come across him on the left foot. Sticks it over the bar. Up to that point, pretty exemplary from the Stoke winger. And it wasn't particularly his fault. The ball came to him too slow, was it? What are you going to do? Crooks has been whistled and has been yellow carded. There's some kind of irony there that he's the first person to go in the book. But there you have it. And it's his 6th yellow of the season. And there you have it. Thomas. Oh, nice ball outside the right foot. Bay into the box. Crosses in, diving header. There's a big block there. It was Seko arriving. Don't know who that hit. Don't know how much they knew about it. But I think they might have just prevented a goal. And Chamado knocks that one out. The camera's on Egan. I assume it was him that was in the way. Yeah, it's a good header by Seko. It's probably going to beat Panda, isn't it? I know Panda's played well in the first half. Throw in Hull. Hull defending well. Maybe Hughes was the problem. Not sure about that, but hey, cause and correlation. Maybe more structural issue, but yeah, Hughes is not playing. Lowell, and this time he has actually come away from his centre-back spot and given it away. Seiko's covered him. Joseph on the ball. Crooks holds it. Central midfield. Gelhardt. Coyle. Gelhardt. Coyle down the right wing. Crosses in. Destan got eyebrows on that. Crooks was arriving behind him. Took it off him. Stoke clear their lines. And then hand the ball straight back to Hull, who hand it straight back to Stoke. It's been that kind of last 20 minutes, hasn't it? Ball breaks for Gelhardt. He's been fouled by Pearson. That's been rumbling on. I suspect before the end of the game, either Pearson is going to smash Gelhardt or Gelhardt's going to smash Pearson and one of them's getting booked. That's been bimbling on a fair wee while. Destan got yellow carded. I didn't even see this happen for kicking the ball away. I was just in the replay from Sky. And he's probably... Has he been substituted as well? Destan and Slater out. The helpfully named Hadzimetovic and the easier named Lundstrom replace those two. Foul over in the corner. It's going to be a Stoke restart as we come into the last 10 minutes of normal stoppage time. Normal time without stoppage time. I knew what I meant. I'm trying to read the comments at the same time. Always doing 20 things at once on these streams. Hadzimetovic with the carry. Lundstrom with the box office switch of play that doesn't quite work out. Thomas with the miscontrol and Crooks with the tackle back. As I said, we're not getting much in the way of possession for either team. It's very much block, tackle, and the ball turning over between both sides. Although there's a real good win there by Egan. Jumps out from centre-back. Joseph. Egan stayed forward. He better head back now. Manhurth, Cresswell, Thomas, back to Cresswell. Sato, Lual. It's Cresswell just stood on the ball a minute or 30 seconds ago and said, right, look, calm. This is too frantic. Speaking of frantic, it's Leicester 2, Stoke 3. Is it going to be a frantic ending to that game? Leicester were looking very much to be heading for 0 points at minute 35 when they went 3-0 down. However, they only need to get one more goal to grab themselves an unlikely point. Below me, I think it's won a corner. Appealing for a throw in there. It didn't go out, did it? Look, Coyle kept it in to me. fun and games in the penalty box. Right, in comes the corner. Oh, Lundstrom it falls to on the volley. And if that is as good a chance as I imagine it was, that could have been the match winner. Oh, it's a big chance, isn't it? He's literally, to be fair, he's just landing. It's a side foot volley from 6 yards out. He should score. Hull should be 2-1 up there, shouldn't they? Big chance there for the Tigers. Blackpool 0, Reading 3. Great day for Reading on the road. Conversely, horrible day for Blackpool. They're gonna be coming away with 0, and I think still in the bottom. I was gonna say bottom 3 then in League One. Of course, it's the bottom 4 get relegated from the second tier. Don't start me on that. I think it's ridiculous, but them's the rules. Long ranger from Jordan James is the goal for Leicester. Does that go through the keeper's hands? Again, someone help me out. The picture is tiny. It's a throw in the right back area for Stoke, which Chamado will take. Hurls it up the line. For Mayo underneath it. We're going to get a double sub. Looks like Gallagher and Nzonzi. They're not short of size, Stoke, are they? Maybe it's a defensive measure. But the flip side of that is you can go and win the game from an attacking set play as well, can't you? Into the last 5 minutes. Manhurf is going out in the conversation for the man of the match, but much better in the first half than he was in the second. Pearson also going out. Probably a card risk there with Pearson and Gelhardt bubbling up. So Gallagher in for Manhurf and Zonzi in for Pearson. Stoke are now massive in terms of size, by the way, with those 2 substitutions, aren't they? Cresswell boots it forward for Gallagher. Coyle wins a header. Given away by Bay. Nice reverse ball by Lundstrom. Crooks. Balumi, little knock inside. Lundstrom inside the box. Hatzimedovich. Ajay tries to fizz that one into Gelhardt, who's gone over to play on the left wing now. And in the end, he wins a throw-in. Right, just to clear this up, we do this every stream. Please don't be surprised about any of my watch-along picks because I literally don't pick them. Lots of people tell me I picked the wrong game or they're surprised I did this, that and the other. I always pick the main game. So if anyone's ever confused or surprised, don't be. I'll always do the main game. I've had to do that. We explain this every show. I've had to do that because people get very triggered if I make any kind of decision about which game I pick. So I just don't do it. I found my life is far easier if I just do the main Sky game. So that is what we are doing here. And it's a corner to Hull. And it goes from Hadzimetovic. Oh, Balumi drills in the volley from miles out there. It wasn't a bad hit, that, actually. Johansson grabs it and then, rather ostentatiously and not very effectively, hurls the ball straight back to Hull. But it's turned over again, and Lowell's got loads of space, which he'll very much enjoy running into if his second half intentions remain vaguely similar. Gallagher tries to get ahead of his man. Throw in. Stoke. Down the left. Handed back to Hull for Maywo. Lundstrom back in their quarterback position. Goes back to Panda, who just boots it down the ground. As we go into the last minute of regulation 90, stoppage time to come after this. Gelhardt whistled. Foul over there on the touchline. Is there a winner in this one? In stoppage time? Or is everything going to end all square? Turned over, high up here is Balumi for Hull. Balumi slides it in. Huge chance. There is a winner! And it's Gelhardt who gets it. The man in form scores a 9th goal contribution in 9 games. And Stoke are going to throw away a hugely advantageous position from the first half. It is Stoke 1, Hull 2. High turnover there. Balumi slides it through. Chamado looks gutted. He must have been the guy who gave the ball away. Slid through to Gelhardt. Gelhardt scores. Stoke 1, Hull 2. Wow. 5-minute stoppage time has just begun. It wasn't Chamado who gave the ball away. It was Chamado who slid in ahead of Gelhardt there and just missed it. And Gelhardt sticks it in the corner. He is on fire, isn't he? And the crazy thing is that he's kind of been swapped around on the wings, hasn't he? Gelhardt. He's kind of just ended up on the left wing. And that is where he gets the goal from. Sergei Yakirovich doesn't sell it. Mark Robbins does. He looks well disappointed with that. Going to be a corner to Stoke. 91 on the clock. Stoke really, really were on top going into half-time. I remember saying as the whistle was going that Stoke wouldn't have wanted the first half to end and Hull needed it to end. And it's all turned on its head here. Corner to Stoke. In it goes under the bar, headed out. Decent delivery. Thomas is chasing it back. Hull have cleared their lines. And we've had 2 of the 5 minutes of minimum stoppage time. And I'll be careful what I say. We have a head injury for Semi Ajayi. I'll wait and see the replay before I make any judgment on this. I won't comment. In case the guy's actually hurt, I won't comment. Obviously, if he's hurt, then the game should be stopped. And all I will say is if it's a head injury, the game has to be stopped. But there you go. Stockport 1, Barnsley 1. A late equaliser for Stockport. We are now 3 minutes into 5 minutes of stoppage time, but obviously we're going to go much, much longer than this. Semi Ajayi has also been given the Man of the Match award. And we say a giant thank you to Marco Vini, or Mark Ovini. I'm going to say it's Marco Vini. And I'm going to say a huge, huge thank you for that huge, huge super chat. Very, very kind. Yeah, Chamado got the camera on him after the goal. It wasn't him who turned the ball over to Bellumi, was it? He's just chasing his tail, trying to win back the error. I think the mistake was already made over on the right-hand side, where Bellumi picks it up before it gets to Gelhardt. And, I mean, let alone Hull in the division at the moment. If you wanted a chance in the 89th minute to fall to anyone, it's Gelhardt, isn't it? Cresswell tries to swing that in right-footed. Poor ball. And Akin Famewo boots that into the sky. Full time, Leicester 2, Sheffield United 3. I mean, it looks less bad than it did at half time. As the ball goes in, Long Bay hits the shot, but the whistle has gone. The point I was going to make, Leicester still losing and not in good form. Lawal and Crooks are going WWF on us. Having a good old screaming match at each other. And I'm guessing the yellow card's going to come out for both of them. We're also over the 5 minutes minimum stoppage time, but probably going to go, I reckon we'll go up to 98, given the head injury. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. I don't know if he was hurt or not for Ajayi. Right, here comes the restart. Yeah, good point, that one. Let me put that on the screen. 9-point week for Sheffield United. Wow. That will help when you're struggling down at the bottom of the table. It will help wherever you are in the table, 9 points in a week. So I make it, by my very scientific calculations, that there's going to be another 90 seconds. Well, I think we're going to go to 98. Lawal slips, but still manages to boot it forward. And Zonzi and Gallagher, the two subs, get in each other's way. All the Hull players say, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Out it goes. Silver Thomas points at his pretend watch. I mean, he's kind of right, but we knew Hull were going to take forever to take this throw on. Can you blame them? They're going to nick this one if they can survive just less than 1 more minute of football. Phillips knocks it in long. They've got eyebrows on that. Coyle's going to have to deal with this. And he sticks it out for a throw-in. Thomas gets the ball boy to dry the ball. And the last action of this game is going to be a long throw in for Stoke. Bouncing about, and there is the full-time whistle. Stoke 1, Hull 2. There's all kinds of nonsense going on afterwards. Ash Phillips has completely lost his head. The Stoke fans behind the goal are going for it. There's things being thrown at the players. Baloomi's going over to the Stoke fans saying, calm down, lads, calm down. It was John Lundstrom for some reason. I don't quite know why. As soon as the final whistle went, maybe he got some stick. Really gave it to the Stoke fans behind the goal there. Big style. Ash Phillips has lost his head. Gelhardt's then gone over to argue with him. Slater's pointing out to Gelhardt, you're the match winner, you've won the game. Joseph's got a yellow card. Lundstrom's got a yellow card. I suspect Phillips is about to get a yellow card. He completely lost it, didn't he? Yeah. He goes in the book. I think the ref's now going to go to the Stoke fans behind the goal and book half of them. And the players are appearing to calm down now and starting to shake hands with one another. Stoke 1, Hull 2. And after all of that nonsense, they've kicked off again. These lot have absolutely lost their shit here. Ajayi's in the middle of it. He seems calm. Complete all-out brawl here at the end of this game. A few of the players are like, what the hell is going on here? It's always the case in these brawls that it's only ever one or two people actually being aggressive and everybody else kind of getting in the way to try and stop it, but actually kind of making it worse, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm just waiting to see if anyone decks anybody or anything, because then I'll have to talk about it on the hot takes, won't I? But the game's over. Hull have won it. None of this really matters, like I say, unless something ridiculous happens. However, interesting game. At 0-0, Hull had a big penalty shout. Phillips on Crooks. Sorry, Jakirovic is now in the middle of it. I don't know if has he been carded by the ref as well? Who the hell knows what's going on there? David Prutton, we've now cut to him. He'll be very happy with his allegiances with that late goal, let's just say. So, let me get back to it. First half, 0-0. Big penalty shout. Phillips on Crooks. Then, I thought Stoke were really good. Had a really, really good first half. Got themselves the goal. Great strike by Thomas. And would genuinely have been disappointed to go off for half-time because it was much more trending like Stoke going 2 or 3-0 up. However, it goes half-time. Hull come out and immediately score at the start of the second half. Ajayi from the set play. They were looking for offside, handball, everything. I thought it was a perfectly legit goal, I've got to say. Then at around the 70-minute-ish mark, the game kind of deteriorates. And it was messy. It was scrappy. You've kind of got the ball not in play very much. Not many passes being strung together. And then Hull just nick it at the end of the game. High turnover. Balumi nicks it. He slides it in. Chamado tries to tackle Gelhardt. Gelhardt has kind of just ended up on the left wing because of all the substitutes. He's then in prime position. And you've got to say, he's on fire. Gelhardt is form, isn't he? He takes a touch and obviously smashes it into the back of the net because that's what he's doing at the moment. One of the top strikers in the Championship, top attackers, Gelhardt. And you go from, Stoke looking really pretty dominant in the first half to losing the game. And I can already picture Mark Robins' interviews that he's probably giving right now of, they were in a position not to lose that game. And Hull have come strong second half. And they've nicked it, haven't they? And it's a great 3 points for Hull. And Stoke are really going to be furious that they've gone from a position of real control at the end of the first half and they've let it slip, and the 3 points go to Hull, and the in-form Joe Gelhardt does it again. Stoke 1, Hull 2. Elsewhere, Leicester 2, Sheffield United 3, Pompey 0, Bristol City 1. We'll react properly to all of that on Hot Takes tomorrow morning. Let me just quickly tell you the pre-3 p.m. league table means Stoke remain in second. They are prone to an overtake from Middlesbrough, Millwall, and Preston, but Preston would need to score 7. Elsewhere, Bristol City move up to 4th with their win at Pompey. Down at the bottom, Pompey, that leaves them in the bottom 3 because Sheffield United obviously won. They go up to 19th. Leicester back-to-back defeats following their back-to-back wins. They stay in 15th. There we go. Thank you, guys, so much for your support and watching. I know it's been a busy week. I can't even remember all the watch-alongs we've done this week. We did Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday lunchtime. We will indeed be back on Monday night as well for Birmingham versus Watford. And it'll be Hot Takes in the morning. Enjoy the rest of the day. I can turn that clock off. The game's over. It ended. And it ended Stoke 1, Hull 2. I'm knackered. My head's gone. If you say nice things, I'll click them all up as we play the outro music. I need to say a huge thank you to who super chatted today. Dan, Christopher, big one there. Send me that email, Christopher, as well. And Marco, who might be Mark, who needs to confirm this for me. But there we go. Right, it's a big over and out from me. Love you and leave you until tomorrow morning. And then if you want to chat and hang out Monday night, after I've gone to Manchester and back as well for the Sportsman podcast, don't worry, I'll drink coffee. We'll be all right. And we'll see you for that.